Let's see.
That's beautiful. Did you take that?
I'm not sure if I did or maybe my dad did, or I'm not sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have the settings on that image? Do you know what ISO and what your shutter speed is and all that stuff?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Okay, that's all right. I just was, oh, look at that. That's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I guess it has it all there. Yeah, ISO 800. Yeah, so let's see. So what the thing I'm doing is so like, let's say like you look at this picture and you want to convert it to black and white, but you want, because the building is kind of the subject of the image, if you want that to kind of, let's say you want that to kind of pop, and so that you don't see the sky as much. So one thing that you can do is, so you go to adjust the hue and saturation. So if you turn the saturation all the way down, you can still kind of see the sky there. But let me see if I make it 0 again. And let's see, so let's say I want to make the sky darker. It's blue, obviously, so I go to the blues, and then I click on the sky with this little eyedropper tool.
Oh, nice.
So then, or I can click here, wherever I want, whatever part of the sky I want to darken. So see, I'll do that part right there. So then it's gonna only adjust that color. So I can adjust the light, just I can make it brighter, I can make it darker, and then it makes the building pop a little bit. And then,
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So then if I want the building to look like it's glowing a little more, I can go to the yellows, and then let's see, I can click inside, click right there, right in there where it's yellow, and then I can make it brighter.
Wow.
And then let's see, what about the fountain? I guess I could make it, that's like a green color right there. I can make that glow more. So I could turn it up.
So is it adjusting whatever's that color you just chosen?
Yeah, you just click it with the eyedropper. You select what color it is, and then you don't have to like click with the eyedropper, but it helps it so it's more accurate.
Yeah.
And then I guess that you could probably, oh yeah, you can slide it out and in like that. So then it, oops, yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, so then you can change how wide of a color area it adjusts. Let's see, where's the, oops.
That's amazing.
There we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see, greens, reds. Uh-oh, that's weird. Hold on. Okay. For sometimes the colors disappear. So let's see, let me try that again. Hold on.
So you went in enhance, and what program are you in?
Photoshop. Yeah.
It looks different than mine. Are you on your iPad?
No, it's a 2018 version. Maybe it's older or something. I'm not sure.
Oh no, I think I have an old one. I don't know. That looks really nice. Mine looks so different.
Huh. Maybe there's options for like how it looks. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. There's a lot of like color options. So let's see. I'm gonna try that again. There, blues. Okay.
Jocelyn, have you done this before? You do this too?
I've done it a little bit with like the eyedropper and messing around with the colors. But I think my setup is definitely a little bit different than this, so it's definitely interesting to see.
Yeah.
There's some things that you're doing that I haven't done before, so it's cool.
Yeah, I figured out that just like pressing everything, that's how I figured it out pretty much. So okay, there you go. So now I'm at the right place. So then, let's see, I can go to the master one, and then I can just turn the saturation all the way down on all of them. If I turn it up,
Wow.
But yeah, and then I can make it right lighter if I wanted or darker. And then, yeah, that looks nice. So then one thing that I found looks cool when you do this, if you go to enhance and then, let's see, was it color? You go to color and then adjust color curves. I found that that was a kind of cool one. Because then if like the building's a little bit dark, so maybe I could, let's see, if I like increase contrast and then adjust the shadows. There, so now the building's a little brighter. And then, let's see if I turn, no, I think if I do it the opposite. Uh-oh. Okay, there, so then now it kind of made the building come out a little more. Then what about into? Yeah, I think that's nice. All right, cool. So, yeah. Is it just the three of us left? I guess so.
I think so. Oh, where did
Let's do that.
shoot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Malia had to head out. Okay, so she messaged. Okay, sorry, Malia, we missed you. Okay, yeah, I know today was just a little bit intense, but
Yeah.
we're at the last of the seminar. We run out of time.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, I think it was the same when I did, when I was editing. It was the same way. I think there was like 3 of us.
Yeah.
I just
Because-
recorded it, so that's good. So we'll be able to share that too. I know that I know Anise really wanted to learn, so we'll send it to him. But that was great, Kian. That was awesome.
Thank you.
It would. I was just thinking, you know, it would be really great to do more Photoshop work and learn a little bit more about Photoshop, because both of you guys basically taught me things that I never used in Photoshop, and so I'm like, oh my gosh, this program must be just phenomenal. So maybe I'll start looking into that, see if we can get some tutorials, some Photoshop tutorials that we can start working on. And how do you guys learn? I know, Jocelyn, your mom teaches you, is that right?
Yeah, a lot of what I learned, because she was self-taught and she watched videos from other photographers, so that's how she learned. And then I kind of got to learn from there.
Okay.
But a lot of it also, like Kian was saying, there's also a lot of just messing around with it. Like, oh, I wonder what this tool does. Even if it's not actually how you're going to edit the photo, even just messing around, you can actually find a lot of really cool tricks in there. So
Yeah, that's great. And if your mom has, like if she ever is interested in doing a tutorial or doing a little workshop or whatever, we'd love, that would be awesome.
yeah, she said to me when I was doing my workshop, she said that if you guys ever had any questions or anything, that she'd be happy to answer those. So yeah, I'm sure that she would love to do something like that. I can ask her.
And then even if she has suggestions for videos, you know, that we could just, we could create like just a resource post and then just videos and really cool things. Whether it's Photoshop, whether it's photography, anything, that would be great.
Yeah.
I really want to keep the momentum going, you know, so even though our session's officially ending, you know, it's really important to still be out there and applying our learning and then sharing it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I was kind of inspired by the art recently. And yesterday I was like, you know, I do, you know, I was talking about dot art. I do that. I do poetry and spoken word and things like that.
Yes.
So I was like, you know, we should make some cards. And because everyone feels so isolated right now, I also know some people. I recently had a cousin who passed away from, I met them when I was a baby, but I didn't really know them well, but it's really heartbreaking. But there's a lot of people that I know, they're kind of having a tough time right now. So I thought I would make some motivational cards with that have like the art in the front, just because I feel like it means more if it's not just like one you buy from the store, but if you make it yourself with you include art, that can just kind of brighten someone's day. So yeah, you guys kind of inspired me to do that. So I think I said, as a family, I'm like, you guys do dot art too, so you have to do it too. I'm like, as a family, because, you know, if you have these abilities, there's a lot you can do to influence people. And, you know, especially the arts have so much power that I think yeah, I think keeping
Yeah.
that momentum going is so important. So I agree. I think it would be really awesome if we had like a photography session.
Okay,
going.
let's do that. We'll keep that going then for sure. And we'll just figure out a time that works for you guys. That's, and we, maybe even the afternoon, maybe even, it might be actually really cool. This might be an idea where we do an afternoon session, but we tend to go out, maybe we'll go out and do photography. Maybe we'll go out and do our project and then come back and then share it every session,
Yeah,
you know,
that
or
could be
something
cool.
like that. So it can be kind of like a, you know, an informative, but also the transformative part. So we're actually yeah, so that might work out really great. So that's cool.
Yeah, totally.
The only challenge would be is if we have kids from the other time zones. We'll have to look at that.
Yeah. And I think that for the next month that should be fine. When the next, but in like a month and a half, I have dance, a new dance schedule that comes out,
Okay.
and that's usually in the afternoons, and I have like 3 or 4 days a week that I'm
Okay.
doing that. So I just have to, I might have to figure out my schedule because right now I'm pretty open for the next month. It's just past then that I'm not 100% sure what my schedule will be like.
Okay. And we could totally be like totally flexible and reflective of everybody's schedules. I'm anticipating that things are going to get really busy just with the online schooling and just all these other things happening. So,
Yeah.
Kian, what about you? Any thoughts or any ideas or project wise?
I don't know. I think that continuing with photography would be really cool
Okay.
because there's so much to learn and
Yeah.
it's like the camera's like it's cool how we've been exploring the um like image editing because in digital today
Yeah.
the camera doesn't capture what you want it to, and I mean unless you're like really careful, but it's not as artistic until you Photoshop in, edit in, things like that. So yeah, I think it's really cool we're doing that.
You guys, I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you guys this photographer real quick. This is actually one of the things I wanted to share with you. Let me pull him up real quick. There was a recent post by him. His name is CJ Kale, and he is a photographer in Hawaii. And it was so cool. I went to a couple of years ago, went on vacation with my family. Is this the photo? These photos are amazing. Went to the Kauai and ended up meeting. I just wanted to do. I wanted to approach photography from the lens or from the really from just having a posture of humility and just being a student. You know, like because really I don't. The more I learn, the more I realize that I just really don't know. And so I really wanted to go to a workshop. And so that's how I got in contact with CJ. And it was so amazing because I just learned so much. But like what he does is he sets up his whole photo in his camera. So he doesn't do anything afterward. So that's what's incredible. Like he will set up the shot. So I'm going to share my screen with you and just show you this shot. I saw this, he did this the other day. Are you guys able to see that okay?
Yeah.
So this is a photo in this background here. That's the comment. That's NeoEye's comment. And so he basically said all one image. Here's his little post here. All one image, no stacking, no HDR, no focus stacking or shooting the comment with a long telephoto lens and placing it in a wide angle shot that was taken somewhere else or in the daytime. So it's not a composite at all. Much of the challenge is to find a place where everything lines up and you have to be shooting far enough back from your foreground that you can shoot it with a telephoto and have it all in apparent focus. So he used an 85mm 1.4 lens. So that's actually a fixed lens, not a zoom. An 85mm, and so we're looking at, this is actually we're looking at a DSLR, so the Nikon 850. So it's a full frame camera, full frame digital. So 85mm is a really great portrait lens. And so I don't know, Jocelyn, do you have that lens? Does your mom have that? Or do you guys, you might have that if you're doing photography.
She probably does. She specializes in portraiture photography, so probably.
Yeah, so you might have that. 5-second exposure. The ISO is 1600 and an off-camera Godox. Add 200 set at 1 power. So I'm thinking that's a fill flash. So right in here, it's an off-camera. It's probably an off-camera fill flash. We need to look that up. But it's just really incredible. And then he says that set at 1/16 power to light the canoe. So the canoe basically is inside here, is where he did that. And then to stop the motion of the blowing palm trees, because you can see how these are kind of hunched over. It's windy. It's totally windy there. And so you don't have a lot of blur. And that's what light will do. Light will fill flash that. And then he says, it is a true balancing act to keep the ISO as low as possible to keep noise low. And you guys remember what noise is. It's that kind of that grainy pixel looking image. The shutter speed low enough to not see too much star movement. Because again, we're rotating. And so those stars are going to get blurry. Kian, you probably have experienced that with your night photography. You want to be far enough back to make sure everything's within hyperfocal distance, yet close enough to be sizable in frame, and finally to place and balance the fill light just right. He says, I love a challenge in photography, and this sure was one. Great night under the stars. So I just wanted to share this awesome example because, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. You just kind of have to be able to work a lot of different elements to get the shot. But check out this star. Look at this trail of the comet. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I tried to take some with the camera and I kind of, except I think that the mount, it was like slipping. So, but yeah, it's pretty amazing how he got it. I think the low aperture helped it so it nothing blurred.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then, I mean, check out this one. So this is a nighttime shot. This is really cool. This was taken about an hour and a half after sunset and about an hour before the moon set. This was photographed on the same Nikon D850 and Nikon 85 1.4 lens, shot the last photo. You will notice how the comet and its tail appear smaller than the last shot with the same lens. First, let's see, so first off, the comet was at its closest to the Earth on July 22nd. I mean, so you can kind of just see like all this amazing information this guy posts on here. Anyway, so I'm just so excited to share this with you guys because I just think it's really, really awesome. And you can tell if you look at this water down here, it's blurry. So you can tell the water is moving. Let's see, what was this? I don't know if he gives the details of the shot. I'm not sure what his speed is, but you can also see the blur in the tree in here? So you can tell there was wind. Yeah, anyways, it's pretty cool. So, you know, I would love to bring in some other photographers and, you know, really kind of broaden our experience with what this looks like through other professionals' eyes and so on. So that would be great. So yeah, I think that would be very cool.
Yeah, I was just saying the cool thing about photography is that and it's the same thing with editing, it's the same thing with, you know, taking the photos, is there's just so many ways you can do it. And there's so many different styles and, you know, you're always going to learn something a little bit different about it. And that's kind of the interesting thing is no matter how many people you learn from, you're always, I think, going to take something a little bit different out of it because everyone has a different style. So yeah, it's really cool because of that.
Absolutely. And I think we can all, I mean, so just a little background, and maybe, I don't know if your mom, what her experience has been, but in photography, in a professional setting, like I've experienced this competitive nature. Like there has been this element of competitiveness and I've really never really bought into it. So I love to cultivate the environment of cooperation and learning and collaboration within, especially photography, because really we all have all this information and all this knowledge and experience and we all can share it and it's just all awesome. So
yeah,
it's so great.
yeah, I feel like, I mean, even when we talk about in a lot of our sessions about, competitive nature, people just naturally want to go in that direction. And yeah, my mom doesn't do as many like sessions in the sense of like paid sessions where she'll just like, take someone's orders, but she does still do it like
Yeah.
a couple times a year. But yeah, because I think it's just kind of one of those, the feeling of it is tough. And she went to a photographer's in Texas, I think it was, like whole teaching thing with like
Oh,
professional
that's
photographers.
great.
And like I don't know if you've heard of like Meg Bidden before.
No, I
She's a
haven't.
photographer. There was a bunch of big photographers there, and so she flew there on her own and did that a few years back. But I'm sure it's also hard because it's a different environment, and a lot of photographers are very. My mom also does children, and she
Oh,
really feels like if the child doesn't want to smile and they're not a super smiley child, that's okay. They don't have to be.
yeah.
And she's very big about, she's really good at it because she's really good at getting their attention in a fun way. And but some of the environments with the models and the photographers are very different. And it's really interesting because I've helped with some of her sessions before just to help carry gear and things like that.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really interesting because it's just like, and there's nothing wrong with some of the other photographers that you see. It's just that there's like a completely different style to the way they go about things.
Totally.
And some of them are like rushing through it, and she's like taking her time and doing whatever the model wants. And yeah, it's just really interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so many different ways people do it.
Yeah. So as you guys develop your skills even greater and greater, then you can figure out what works for you guys and how to approach that. So that's awesome. Very cool. I love that. All right. Well, cool. Well, we will see you. We'll see you guys in session. Jocelyn, you have a presentation and this will be awesome. You're going to have as much time as you need. We'll just go with it. And I can't wait. It's going to be great. All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay.
Okay, and then
Thank you.